Hello, everybody. Welcome to the PlayStation Podcast, a podcast made by the players for the players. Yes, I am your host, Joseph. Yes, it's been 2 weeks, but that was all off my noggin. And today is the first day of 2018. I want to thank everybody for sticking around. I dust this podcast off and we get into the new year. Unfortunately, we had some technical difficulties come the last week of 2017, so I couldn't get out to you the Game of the Year extravaganza that I had planned. Instead, that is today's episode. We're going to talk about our Game of the Year. We're going to talk about 2017 and the year of PlayStation, and 2018, our most anticipated games coming into it as PlayStation fans. And before we even get into it, because this is brought to you by Make Us Better, because it's on Bad Big Games, we have to thank our executive producers. But scratch that stuff, that Patreon stuff for just a second. I'm not going to call anybody that's on Patreon a producer. Producers are in the background harassing interns. That's a word I want to just throw out there. No, you're not a gentleman. You're not a gentlewoman. Yeah, I know some of you guys are scumbags. No. Instead, I kid, I love you all. Instead, because you're in the PlayStation podcast, you are a PlayStation All-Star. So today, please bear with me. I'm a little rusty, but today we're going to induct our first ever PlayStation All-Stars, which is first and foremost Corey Hicks, Sheldon Benedict, Nick Militia, James Johnson, Jesse Armstrong, Glocko Schaefer, the best name ever, David Ray, Mike Drummy, Brendan Myers, Aaron Doherty, Martini from Bed Love Beyond. What up, Martini? Joel Brooks. Thank you guys for being PlayStation All-Stars. So with that, we also have the next part that I need to introduce. Our new co-host here to the PlayStation PlayStation Podcast. Let me tell you guys, replacing Ren was no easy feat. I got a call saying that she was lost at sea. She's not coming back. So who to be a replacement to the PlayStation Podcast? Because we've had so many guests. I don't know, Kyle. We're going to get to that. There's so many awesome people, and I just want to thank everybody. Seriously, everybody. Chris Berto, man, you guys. Oh, Antonio, God, everybody. I mean, Sean Capri. Man, everybody. If I didn't have this brutal hard headache, I think I could name everybody. But seriously, thank you every single one for helping me out for the past 2 months. It's been fantastic. But with that, we have our survivor here at the Hunger Games, which is Kyle Stevenson. How are you, Kyle?
Hi.
Oh,
How are you?
Man, I'm doing okay.
I am so incredibly excited to be a part of this. Like I don't remember if it was on the first episode I guessed it on, but like I was telling you, like if you were going to tell 16-year-old me that I would be on a PlayStation podcast, he'd be thrilled. And here I am. And one of my 2018 resolutions was to do more podcasts, and I'm already kicking that resolution's ass. So here we are.
Awesome. I'm so great to have you. And really, the main reason why I got you here is because you love PlayStation. Right? Like, if there's anybody that I would know to fit this chair of mine that's so vacant, it's you. Because seriously, your knowledge for it is amazing. You have a love for VR that I don't have that you can so fill. So when thinking of a co-host, I'm always thinking about who can fill the spaces that I leave and vice versa. And your name kept on being on the top of those things. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Steve.
Thank you. Happy
Kyle,
tears.
I mean,
Come on.
yeah. Oh God. So yeah, guys, I've been having this killer headache, possibly the past 2 days. I need to be real with everybody before we talk about our Game of the Year. I've had this stress migraine for 2 days. I can't really think straight. It sucks. And I got into a car accident, a fender bender. Thank God I wasn't in the car, but it's causing me so much stress that it's rough. So the reason why this podcast comes late is because if I filmed it yesterday, I'd be lying about my emotions and being all happy because I wasn't. Today, I'm happy, but I'm just not focused, Kyle. I'm not.
It's fine.
I called you the wrong name. I called Chris Berto just Berto. I'm just losing it.
As a substitute teacher, I get called the wrong name all the time, so we're good.
What a great way to start the show. Dude, what have you been playing? Before we get into our Game of the Year 2017, which I think if you're a PlayStation, fan, I think we all know what it is.
Yeah.
What have you been playing this Christmas break?
So, I tried to get some of my backlog out of the way. I've been, last year, at least the beginning of last year, was a rough one for me, so I missed out on a lot of games. So,
I feel you there.
What?
I said, I feel you there.
Oh, okay. So I played through Guardians of the Galaxy, the Telltale series.
How'd you like that? Did you finish it?
I really enjoyed it. I've played most of the Telltale games, but with this one, I really enjoyed the way the story took me and the way the choices affected everything. I felt like what it's like to be Star-Lord and the therapist amongst a group of 5 misfits. It was great. I liked it a lot. Got me teary-eyed at one point, like all Telltale games usually do. They're great at making those type of story-based games. So I was very happy with playing Guardians. And then the last couple nights, I've been putting some time into Wolfenstein.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How intense is that game? From a scale
super
of 10
intense,
to 10.
and I go from like loving it to wanting to throw my controller through the TV.
Yeah, it's really rough.
I love the way it looks, the story, the characters, the voice acting is incredible.
It's phenomenal.
But I'm at this. Have you beaten it, Joe?
I have not beaten it yet. I just know it's incredible.
I'm at a certain point. All I'm gonna say is the courthouse, and it's absolutely insanely difficult. And I tried to beat it for like an hour and a half yesterday, and I was like, "Fuck this! I'm going to bed."
I'm not gonna set it too easy.
I couldn't do it anymore. But I enjoy playing it, which is, what I look for in playing a game. So.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. To me, I do. There wasn't a stone unturned when it comes to like me playing games. I played it all. I played, this isn't a PlayStation title, but I love Jules so much. I played the Muds collection on my Switch, Mutant Muds. Fantastic. But Jules, why do you hate me, man? I've never done anything to you. Why do you make the levels so hard? And then the sequel, it's not like there's spikes on the roof. Come on. I played a little bit of that, beat the first game. Loved and hated myself doing it. And then I played Assassin's Creed Origins for a bit.
How was that?
Very beautiful game. I played it on the X because that's what I have it for. And I gotta say to you, very beautiful game. Awesome character. Bayek,
I think?
Bayek, there you go. See, look at more names of butchering. Bayek is amazing. His wife is even awesomer. That's a word that I'm making up, whatever. Trump uses it, I can too. So I think, for me, the combat is where I get turned off.
Okay.
They went for this, like, we're gonna kind of do the Dark Souls-esque way of, like, dodge, parry, block type of mechanics. Mm-hmm. But they do it in such a way that is, I don't know, for me, they didn't go, it was a half step, and they should have just went all the way. Like, to me,
Gotcha.
it was just like there's something about the targeting system. It targets the closest person to you, not the person you're looking at.
They probably wanted to please old fans and new fans alike instead of going all in and
maybe
changing the whole thing.
I know there's a way to change it to have it go back to the way things were, but to me, I'm like, I didn't like the way things were, though, in Assassin's Creed games,
Yeah.
So to me, I think if they take those RPG elements and they just go, you know what? Assassin's Creed now isn't an RPG, or it has at least those strong RPG roots. Just go all the way with it, because you went. Mm-hmm. It's like they went so close, and yet so far. So for that, I have to say, I liked it, but it was frustrating enough where I was like, let's try something else. I played Nioh Automata. Trust me, we're gonna talk about that later.
Okay.
So I'm gonna reserve my judgments. And then I played Witcher 3, because in Bad Bit Games, at the end of this month, we're going to have a series called Backlog I'm starting, which is all the old games that I should have played, but I didn't. Mm-hmm. And so why not start with what is possibly one of the best RPGs ever made, The Witcher, with The Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt. And fuck, this game when I that's the only brief impressions. I went into this after Bloodborne,
Oh wow,
and I
that's a huge
huge
step in the
jump,
other direction. Yeah.
and I couldn't get into it, and I was like, ugh, God, no, I don't know this. The combat's horrible. I don't like this, and so far, man, I'm gonna say this. Mr. Unpopular Opinion comes in. I love this world more than Breath of the Wild.
Ooh.
I'm in two maps, and I love it more than Breath of the Wild.
Your
They're
shirt
two.
hates you right now, by the way.
What's that?
Your shirt hates you
I
right
know,
now.
right? to me, it's just like Breath of the Wild's world and this world are two totally different things. But if I had to choose one or the other, The Witcher's world, because every person you talk to, my my God, the stories they put into these background characters, and like not even part of the main story, are like amazing. All the characters are amazing. Playing it in 4K, oh, it's beautiful. It
I
ages
can
super
imagine.
well. And so I played that, and yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
played.
I only played Witcher for a little bit. I got not that I hated it or anything. I just got overwhelmed.
Mm.
So that's one of my like shame pile games. Which whenever I find the time, I'm most definitely gonna jump back in. But the multiple quests, and I just felt like I was playing through something I'll never get through because so much gets piled on top of each other. But the world's beautiful. Like,
Yeah,
I agree with you there.
it's really awesome. It gives me that Horizon vibe as well. And I'm like, oh God, after not playing it for so long, yeah, I kind of also want to go back to that world too. With that said, let's see, anything I missed? I watched the Star Wars. Everybody overreacted about it, and yeah, no, good.
Sweet. Oh,
I know this is a PlayStation podcast, Kyle, but your thoughts? A number score to the Star Wars movie?
oh God, you're gonna do this to me right
Yeah,
now?
just a number, just a
Oh
number.
jeez. For me, an 8.5.
Okay, I would give it the same thing. It took me 3 times to watch that movie and to like it.
Oh wow, okay, it took me one.
Yeah, so like to me when people are like I hated this movie, I can understand all the reasons why you hate it, and I could understand every reason why you love it. And for me, yeah, first time I walked out of it, fucking hated it. I was like, this is awful. And then the second time, I was like, all right, I liked it. And then the third time, I was just like, no, actually, I love this movie.
Yeah.
So gonna watch it a
It,
fourth time because I'm right after PlayStation. The love of Star Wars is
right there.
surrounds
Yeah.
me, binds me, puts me
Mm-hmm.
together. Kyle, let's talk about this year,
Okay.
2017, PlayStation, right?
Yeah.
Not a galaxy far, far away. PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
To you, sir, in your heart of hearts, how was this year for PlayStation?
I think it was phenomenal. Probably the best year PlayStation has had in a while.
At least in this generation.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Tons of what I would call top of the top games. Like you got Horizon. I know you said you played Nier, and I could see by the look on your face you're so excited. And I've heard that game is incredible.
Yeah.
You got the likes of Crash coming back, and
The Coot,
yep.
Hellblade.
Hellblade, Wolfenstein. You know, it was a great year for PlayStation, and we'll talk about this in a little bit. But next year looks pretty good too.
I know,
as of
right?
right now.
It's like this year is PlayStation is they're churning it out. Like the factory is starting to smoke up, right? We're starting to see the peak of what the ability of PlayStation as a publisher, as a developer is. And we're seeing that this year. I think we're going to see that next year and the year after that because, my God, man, this year to me has been incredible. Best generation by far, or year in this generation by far. It's just,
Yeah.
it's like one hit after the other this year. It's like PlayStation can do no wrong. Like November, in a year that we have the Switch, we have the Xbox One X. That month should have been Microsoft's. It should have been Nintendo's. Instead, it's the PlayStation. Like, how does that happen? You
I don't
know,
know.
it's insane, and it kind of goes to show that, man, like people have faith in this thing. That I think what Sony is doing talking to the customers the way they have for the most part this generation is just it's clicked with people. With the Switch, though it's really popular, in the Xbox One X, I hope the best. I don't think they've been able to talk to the broader community well enough. I think the Switch has. I don't know if Microsoft has, though. So for me, I see the success of PlayStation, and my God, there were so many great games. Before we talk about our game of the year 2017, Kyle, what was what are those runner-ups? The games that you think could have been, should have been.
Yep. So first one, like I said before, was Crash. I love Crash.
Yeah.
And it was great to play as him again because that was the first game I played when I was younger on PS1.
Me too, dude.
So,
it was
yeah.
I played it as the demo because that's the only thing we could afford.
Well, the way I played it was back in the day. For you youngins out there, you would go to a place called Blockbuster.
The fuck
and
is that?
in Blockbuster, not only could you rent the games, but you could rent the system. So my family wasn't wealthy enough to buy me the system for Christmas, birthday, whatever.
Yeah.
So we rented it for like 4 days or whatever, and I would play it nonstop. And I would play Crash along with Brave Fencer Musashi and all these Tomba. Like I would play them all nonstop. So I have great memories of Crash and being able to play it in such beautiful graphics, and they fixed all the little tweaks in the second and third one, so it feels better than what I remember. The first game is still insanely hard.
Oh God, dude! I remember I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna play this game. We're gonna have fun, right? And I got first level. I'm like, oh fuck! I died the same place I died when I was 7. All right, let's try this again. I'm like, well, fuck you, motherfucker.
What had happened to the bridge level?
Yes.
Yep, I fucking hate that level. Yeah.
The bridge level could die in a fire. It's awful. Awful.
And I didn't realize until this remaster that you could jump on the ropes of the bridge and run the whole level to beat it.
Really?
It took me until 30 years old to figure out that you can jump on the side of the bridge and bypass the whole freaking level.
Well, I just found that out today, too.
There you go, Joe. So go back straight to it.
Fuck that game. For me, I'm going to say this. I'll leave Nier for a second. I got to talk about Gravity Rush, too.
Oh, okay.
For me, Gravity Rush was my Vita game. I say it all the time. Best Vita game. One of the best mobile games. I loved it so much. I love Kat. Yes, she is very attractive, but also really awesome. I love the powers. I love the gravity and flying, but like you're falling with style. That I love doing. I love traversing that world. It was one of those games where you pick up and like you don't have to do anything. You don't have to really play the game. You just traverse the world and collect all these little gems and crap. And that's what I would do on the Vita. That's what I did when I played the remaster. It's what I did with playing with the sequel. And unfortunately, this is one of the games that didn't sell well on the PlayStation 4. We're not going to get a sequel of it. It's already turning off its online features. I think it already is
really?
off. Yeah. And it sucks because this game is a gem. This game is worth playing. It just kind of sucks that I think it's the beginning of this game that is a little slow. And it's a little bit too slow. And it doesn't... When it picks up, it's a gradual pickup, not like there's something that happens, right?
Gotcha,
Usually when like with really great games like Red Dead, there's something that happens that bam, turns on. So you know, and with this game it doesn't, unfortunately.
Gotcha.
But for me, I loved it so much. I put it on top of those games. You got any others? You got a few?
Yeah, I've got Persona 5. The reason why it's not higher in my list is because I didn't finish it.
How far are you?
Oh, I think third palace.
Okay, way farther than I could have ever done. I didn't see a palace.
Oh, okay. No, and this is my first Persona game.
Oh, all right.
It was my first Persona game. I've heard great things of Persona 4 Golden on the Vita, and I wanted to try it out. And I love the music. The music's incredible. I had that stuff stuck in my head for days.
Everybody's like the combat theme is like the best theme ever.
Yep. It brought me back to like RPGs from my teenage years. The turn-based, a little mix of almost like Pokemon, where like you're capturing different personas and using them in combat. I love it, and I hope to get back to it soon.
It's just, also in the backlog, a shame.
Yeah, because I know how much more time I have to go before I get to the end.
Yeah.
And I know I need to carve out a huge chunk.
Oh, man, that game. That game, to me, I played it for like 3 hours. I was like, yo, we got to fight something in the beginning. When am I going to fight something?
That was one of the things you were just talking about with Gravity Rush.
Yeah.
The beginning, it took a little while, but then when it clicked for me, it clicked.
And see, that's the thing. That was a game I couldn't deal with. I'm like, why is this cat telling me to go to sleep? This guy who's owning the shop is just a rude asshole. Yeah. Everybody's saying he's so awesome. He's treating me like shit. Where are my mom and dad? Like, come on. Who was your waifu in that game, or trying to pursue?
Oh, I didn't get that far yet.
No.
I mean, there were. I try to diversify. I try to hit everybody as much as possible.
Right.
But I was going for Anne. I know there's some characters.
I mean, let me see
that Anne. I haven't met yet. Anne is the first girl you meet.
Okay.
She's one of the original 3 members.
Okay, let me get this, guys. Googling it. Oh, okay.
I know there's other.
Who's the girl with
characters that are coming up, but.
Okay, Anne. All right, I can see Anne in my future as well.
Yeah,
Isn't there like a girl with glasses?
I think that's the one everyone says is best girl. I want to say her name is. Oh God, if I get this wrong, I'm gonna be shamed. I think it's Futaba.
Futaba.
Or no, Makoto.
Okay.
I think it's Makoto. It's one of those two.
Makoto. Persona 5.
I'm sorry, universe, if I got that wrong.
Yeah, no, you got it. You got it. I think. Yeah, she's very hello. Anyway, Persona 5. You liked it. I enjoy some aspects of it.
I'm excited to get back to it one day.
Yes. For me, not Persona, but it's also. Let me tell you, who's also Bae. It's Bae 2. I've played a few hours of Nioh Automata. I'm not gonna sit here and try to bullshit you guys and say, I played the whole thing and let me tell you something. This game is super weird. And when I first saw it, I played it last, actually 2016, with the demo, right? Demo was awesome. The demo is great. And I was like, holy crap, this game is actually, it's really different, right? You get that classic like hack and slash type of feeling in some of those parts of the games when you're, there's a whole group of enemies and you're just slashing them apart. And then all of a sudden it turns into like the side scroller where you're just like shooting shit. And then it turns into like Star Fox 64 and like it's a game that I don't know what to call it. I mean, I know it's an RPG, but I know it's a third person something, but it had this arcade shooter type of feel to it. At the same time, it has that like Devil May Cry, like, hack and slash element to it. The boss fights are huge. They're humongous things, humongous feats of strength. And the story is weird. The characters are odd, but they're also very, very hot. And so that's why Nioh Automata, let me tell you something. I regret not picking it up sooner. I picked it up during Black Friday. And I say this, if you find Nioh Automata, even if it's $40, $50, pick it up. Pick it up. If it's on sale, I see a lot on like forums and stuff going, is this game worth it at this price? This game's worth it at any price. This game, holy crap. There's a lot to it. The world is interesting enough that I want to know more. I want to know what really happened here. And the characters as well. It's strange. It really is. But B2.
It's a game that I want to get into eventually.
Yeah, it really is. The action in this game, like, there is no way for me to describe it good. Because it's like the levels and how, like, it's not like they hit you with a loading screen. Like, you're in a part where, you're shooting and you're hacking and slashing shit with your sword. And then the next minute, the camera just, like, turns. And then all of a sudden, you're like this classic side-scroller-esque way of shooting and fighting. And then all of a sudden, you get in this jet and oh my god, it's Star Fox. Dodge stuff, shoot shit. I'm like,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden you turn into a mech, and I'm like, calm down, game. What are more like? This is the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, you're overwhelming my senses. Chill
Like,
out for a second.
It's nuts. But I gotta say, man, the stuff I've played, it's a shame that this game wasn't nominated for much. But I can also see why it wasn't. And I think when we take a look at like what's really popular or like the math, games for the masses, I can see where this game kind of isn't for the general audience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got any more?
I do. I got two more before
Ooh.
we go to the big one.
Okay, go for it. Shoot.
I am very passionate about the next franchise. And when I say franchise, I just mean it comes out every year. And that would be MLB The Show.
Oh.
I am such a sucker for baseball games.
Oh, really?
And having the show be exclusive to PlayStation, I feel it gets overlooked when it comes to talking about the best sports games every year. It usually goes to NBA 2K. Madden gets it here and there, although Madden needs to revamp everything. But MLB The Show is such a... It's a masterpiece in how to make a baseball game. It's hard for me to not call it a masterpiece. I love it so much. Going from the career mode, going from the minor leagues to this year, you got to make some choices. Whether if the manager said, "Hey, we want to try you out in right field, but you're a third baseman," if you say no, he could bench you and you lose playing time.
Holy shit!
Yeah, so you have to get back to a trusting relationship with your manager. Like, it's not super in depth. I hope they grow it into next year.
Yeah.
But with this one, it made me play online because they have like a conquest mode. It's very much like the board game Risk, where you take over a stronghold and you have to take over other baseball teams around the map until you're the only baseball team around and you have all the MLB fans.
Oh my god, that's nuts!
And you use trading cards to make your team. So kind of like Madden's Ultimate Team and FIFA, but it plays great. It's not arcadey unless you want to make it arcadey. It doesn't get enough love when sports games are brought up. So yeah. I will beat the drum for MLB The Show everywhere, because even if you're the tiniest bit baseball fan, or even if you're not, the career mode, the Road to the Show, is definitely a mode you should try out and see if a baseball game is your thing.
Yeah. Oh my god, that like I haven't played a sports game, let alone a sport, in so long that sounds actually really awesome.
Yeah, Road to the Show is great.
I think your last game is going to be my last game. Are you going to say Hellblade?
No.
Oh, okay.
I haven't played Hellblade, so.
Oh man, so gotta thank Ren. I gotta thank my old co-host for really forcing this game on me, because my god, if I didn't play it, I would. This is what video games are about to me. This game is, if you had to show one person, you had to play it through, what makes games art, or what is an artistic like game, this is what I would show someone. Knowing just it's like a small team of like 20 and how beautiful the game looks. It has that AAA look, and the sound. Everybody, I can't stress it enough. You play this game, play it with headphones, and it'll change you as a person. Because
yeah, that's what I've heard.
This game is insane, and it really is. Like, it's maddening. It's at times I had to stop. Like, I was streaming it, and I actually had to stop because the voices were getting maddening. I was like, okay, I got not like even annoying. I was just like, I'm having enough. I'm getting creeped out, and like really had to drop it because I was just like, it's too much. And this character, what she goes through, how they showcase mental health is amazing. So I gotta say, gotta give it up to Hellblade.
Yeah.
What a fantastic game.
Another one that I'm very excited to get to eventually.
Kyle, what's your last but not least?
My last one actually is part of a huge PlayStation franchise, and that's Uncharted: The Lost Legacy.
Ooh, okay.
I realize it's for some people it might not be on any list because it's not Nathan Drake, it's not Sully,
Right.
so it's not the characters you know and love, but it kind of is because it's Chloe and Nadine, and their story is a great side story to the Uncharted franchise. Like, after playing this game, I totally want a Chloe and Nadine trilogy.
Okay.
Because their dynamic is fantastic. Both voice actresses kill it. I believe it's Laura Bailey and Claudia Black, I believe,
Yes.
plays Chloe.
Yes.
They both kill it, and it's plays like any other Uncharted game, so you know what you're getting into there. But their relationship and Chloe having to work through some stuff, it's great, and I believe it was $40, and it's a standalone DLC to Uncharted 4. I would totally, if you haven't played it, you totally should, because it's a worthwhile entrance into the Uncharted franchise.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
It's not my personal favorite, but it definitely is. Is great. I would love to see a trilogy or like if you're gonna do Uncharted, it doesn't necessarily need to be Nathan Drake. It could be it could follow her.
Even even not a trilogy, just give me more side stories with the characters.
Yeah, I
would totally take a side story with Cutter and Sully. I don't even know if that would work.
Just give me a Sully experience.
Just give me more. Yeah. Just give me more
Sully in VR,
or like a young Sully game.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd be down for that.
Yeah, I would love that too. I seriously that series can be so much more than just Nathan Drake. Because I think what people don't understand is it's not really about, like, though it is about Nathan Drake, it's about the personal struggle. And I think you could do that. There's so many great characters in that universe. Is so great. You could do it.
Yeah.
Chloe and Nadine. Both of these characters are not good, but not bad. But also really not good.
Yeah.
which is what I really liked from it. So yeah, I gotta give you that.
Yep.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yes.
That's our game of the year.
Correct.
The PlayStation Podcast Bad Big Games Game of the Year. Why though? There's so many great games this year. Why is it Horizon, Kyle? Why is it not? Why is it not Star Wars Battlefront 2?
Well, I think we know that reason. I've been on this podcast 3 times. Every single time we've talked about Battlefront. I know exactly why it's not Game of the Year here. The reason why Horizon is my Game of the Year, because to me it did something different.
Okay.
I've never fought giant mechanical robots. I didn't have to use a bow and arrow in that way. Yes, Tomb Raider used a bow and arrow, but not in a way where you have to pick off armor to find a weak spot.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be strategic in the way you fight these dinosaurs. And there were plenty of times, especially in the DLC, The Frozen Wilds, that I had to scramble for resources. Which is something I love doing in games. This is why I love The Last of Us so much.
Yeah.
It's something I think more games should do. And Aloy's a fantastic character. I loved her journey. I'm excited for the world that Guerrilla built and where it can go. And it's just... the world itself is beautiful. And I can't wait to see what's next. Yeah, very magical.
Seriously, I gotta say, my journey with Horizon in this game, give it up to Guerrilla, because this is a studio where, like, let's be honest with each other, man to man. Right? I remember Killzone. I remember some of the marketing of, like, the next Halo, right, or the Halo killer. It was not.
No,
it was not. And I don't think, as much as I love Killzone 1, I really do. It's one of my favorite PS2 games. Killzone 2 didn't do it for me. Killzone 3 didn't. Shadowfall did not do anything for me. Yeah. And so I kind of thought there were this studio that was like, okay, they're going to do the first-person shooter thing. And seeing them do this game that's so out of their norm, but then out of the norm of everything else you've seen, is striking. And to see it executed, not just as well as it did, but, like,
Yeah.
how it's executed. This game, you have to give it props. It went up against Legend of Zelda this year.
And
This-
very close to Zelda.
Yeah, like
Very close, yeah.
Like when you're hearing the overall game of the year, not just PlayStation, you're hearing Zelda, of course, first. You're hearing Mario second, and then Horizon third. And
Yeah.
these are two. The Nintendo, they've made Zeldas before. They've made Marios before, right? This isn't new to them. This is new to Gorilla. And that's why, when everybody, I'm like, yeah, Zelda's good. What else do we expect out of Zelda? Like, this game had an expectation, and it didn't just meet it, but it excelled it. And in such a way where it's like, this game went toe-to-toe to Zelda, maybe didn't knock it out of the park, but it was Rocky 1. It's this underdog. It's this person who's never done it before, doing it and saying, we can do it good, and we could even do it better than most. And even better than some things in Breath of the Wild. I'm sorry. Yeah, Breath of the Wild. Yeah. See, look at the headaches going away. For me, like using the bow, I always love using bows in games.
Yeah.
Like that's like I'm always the ranger in my head. And with that game, it's the combat's smart. It doesn't it'll show you what to do and then it goes, okay, now you do it. And then you're like, but what if I do it wrong? You need to learn. It's like, yeah, combat could be unforgiving, and it is. And you have to set up traps. You have to, you like the fucking thing that was so rad to me was roping a freaking robot dinosaur or T-Rex, right? Yeah. I roped that to the ground.
Yeah.
And I wailed on it, roping down the Phoenix, and like you see it actually struggle to fly. I'm like, holy crap, this is awesome. Like, the thing that's so cool about that game is the fights could be so close, like when you're fighting a watcher or fighting one of the dogs, or they could be this huge spectacle, and that's when you're fighting those Phoenixes. That's when you're fighting the huge robot T-Rexes.
The Stormbirds.
The Stormbirds, there you go. It's like, that's what makes Horizon Zero Dawn so special in the combat, but then like the story. Yeah. The story. This story at the end of it made me cry. Boy tears.
Yeah.
Aloy is just a character that I saw myself in. And it was like her innocence and like the way she is. There's just like I saw a bit of my former selves and part of myself today in Aloy. And the performances that literally everyone gives is fantastic. Fantastic. Yes. So, to me...
Shout out to the guy who does Silas.
Yeah, dude.
I forgot his name, but I know him from so many things. I used to watch Fringe all the time, so I know he's in Fringe. I know he's in a bunch of other things, but hearing his voice as Silas and...
Zavala.
being on the fence of whether or not he's a good guy throughout the whole game was pretty good.
Yeah, that was also, his character being so ambiguous to being either good or evil. It's like, like, it was just like, is this guy good? Okay, he's doing a good thing. He's also really scummy, though. Like, he's also a big doucher. And it's
there was so much story with the data points that you found throughout the worlds. So much backstory that if you played through it and you didn't do any of that stuff, you're missing out on some pretty cool story that's hidden or, not unlocked for everyone. You have to actually go out and find it, and I think that's cool. I also think it's very cool that how they... I don't know if we want to spoil anything. Probably not.
Keep it...
So, the way... where the game takes place and the way they made it look is pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Like, it's something, as I was playing, I was thinking, where are we?
Yeah.
Like, I know it's in the future, but where are we? Yeah. And seeing some things in flashbacks and stuff, and there's I forgot what they're called. They're viewpoints or something, where you can see what it used to look like.
Yes.
Type of deal. Like, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, and that spells it out for you of where you are. And that's like the awesome thing about this game, dude, is it's like, this is a post-apocalyptic game.
Yeah.
but looks almost nothing like a post-apocalyptic
Mm-hmm.
game. Like when people like yell about, let's get into the controversy here of like cultural appropriation. I'm like, guys, can we not? It's not like, yes, I
Yeah.
understand they're taking some aspects of like, Norse and like some Indian, like all this stuff and putting
Mm-hmm.
it in this game. I understand that, but it's just like, this is white people, black people, like, all these shades of like religions and whatnot don't exist in this world.
Yeah.
Like this is, the reason why there's a redhead running around was because there was once a redheaded chick and redheaded dude for some generations, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's why there's white people here, and that's why they're in Indian getups, is because
There's also a story reason why they're living this way too.
Exactly. So like,
So
to me, it's just like it makes sense to why they're there and why they're acting this way. But not just that. It was like seeing this, like, the most mild spoilers is you're in the United States, a part of it. I think that's not a spoiler, but enough so that there are things, cultures that, like, when you're looking at it, it looks like you're in another world. It doesn't even resemble the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
And then you walk into these ruins and they look like the U.S. They look ancient, and it kind of gives you a little freak out moment, right? Like that's the beauty of this game that they nail down so tight is that aesthetic. There's no other game like it. No other game like it. Like when I was roaming around in the ruins, I was just like, this is kind of creepy but kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then like going out in the desert and like fighting the big ass phoenix, I was like, holy crap, there's so many experiences in this game that, oh boy.
and that wasn't
beautiful.
something I was expecting.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting to have the different locations look so different from each other. Which for somebody like you said, Guerrilla making first-person shooters, going from that to a third-person open-world action RPG, and to make everything look different and not forcing you to play a certain way, which is another reason why I love it so much. There are some weapons in the game I never even touched.
Yes.
I didn't use at all. But if you want to use those, go ahead. Like I forgot which one. I think it's called the Needler.
Yeah.
It's like a bolt action thing.
It's I know what you're talking. It's like this big thing you kind of lug around. And it shoots just like spears.
Yes, yeah.
In
Didn't
bursts.
even use it at all.
Yeah.
I was a blast pouch kind of guy.
Okay.
I would take the blast pouches and just unload on them.
Yeah. For me, actually, I would do the when it comes to the big T-Rex things that I'm losing. What are those called?
Thunderjaws.
Thunderjaws. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
When I was fighting the Thunderjaws, I was like, I found those things are really good when you're right underneath the belly and you're just like, and it just you just see all the armor just like fly.
Or taking out their weapons and then using it against them.
Yo, that was amazing. Like
Mm-hmm.
even the one cool thing I really liked about this game was when you're fighting a Thunderjaw, right? You're like, you rip off this huge chunk, it just doesn't disappear. You actually could loot that big ass chunk later. Or pick it up and start wailing on it. And it's like,
Or
holy
force
crap.
the dinosaurs to fight each other, stand back, and wait for one of them to win, and then go after the other one.
Yeah, that's what I did. I did it with the Prowler thing, and I fought a fucking Thunderjaw with it. I was like, this is so cool. This kind of reminds me of the Jurassic World fight.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like, sure, my thing's getting wrecked, but this is fun. Like the fights were so fun. The world's so beautiful. It is a game. You get a PlayStation, you buy this.
Absolutely.
There's no question. There's no question what price, buy this game.
And because it's PlayStation has the unique thing of having trophies.
Yes.
This game has a fantastic trophy list. Not that this affects my ranking of it whatsoever. I'm just saying, for the fellow platinum hunters, it's a very easy platinum to get. It's a fun platinum to get, which is most important. Even like the collectible stuff is really well done. So If you're the type of person that some reason has not played Horizon yet, and you're a trophy person, a trophy whore, as they might say, definitely jump on it because it's a good game to do.
Yeah, yeah. I love this game because the platinum is doable.
Yeah.
The platinum, it could be out of reach, but if you put the effort in, you can get it.
Yep. There's so many open worlds that overdo it.
Yeah. There's so many, like, play this game 8 times. I'm like, no, Nier Automata. I played it once, and it's good as is. I don't care. Like, stop giving me, no. Like, this game, you could beat it once, and then if you want it, go for it. And I love it how it's also not locked behind, like, difficulty either.
Yeah.
Like, you can play this game super easy. You can play this game super hard. The way you want to play it. Challenge yourself the way you want to be challenged is really awesome.
Yeah.
Really. This game, man. Seeing it from E3 to now is just stunning.
I can't wait to see Horizon 2, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
And even if they're like, yeah, and you know what? I think we're done. I'd be like, okay, that's fair.
That's fine.
That's what you wanted. Like this, it's one of those games where, like, again, Sony's makes those games where it's like, honestly, it's so good you don't even need another one.
Very true.
You know, so
like, I'm happy we're getting a Last of Us 2, but if it was just the Last of Us, I'd be fine.
Yeah, be like, okay.
Same thing.
And you know what too? When it comes to this game, oh god, the behemoths. Oh, those big. I'm looking at when it comes to this game, the artistry, man. Like, the one thing I think is the best thing about games nowadays is a lot of games have photo mode. This photo mode in this game is so nuts that people, like, I can't believe what I'm seeing is in-game footage. And it's one of those games you don't believe it, but it is. It's
like, I put a lot of time into just trying to frame the perfect photo.
Yeah.
I don't usually do that in games with photo mode.
Neither do I, my friend.
And I've caught some really cool photos.
Yeah.
From this game. So yeah, they nailed all the details, and it shows.
Yeah. Now next, I want to talk about some congratulations.
Yes.
Congratulations, Gorilla. Congratulations on an amazing game and all the people behind it. Mm-hmm. I want to get to 2018. How we feel about PlayStation. Yes, they had a great year in 2017. What are our expectations for 2018? And then we're going to name one by one our most anticipated games of 2018. Mm-hmm. So, Kyle, you're new here.
Yes.
I'll let you go first.
Okay. So, what I'm hoping for in the year? Is that what we're answering first?
Yep. What
I'm hoping for is Sony, the past couple E3s have shown off some pretty great teases at games that are coming in the future. And so what I'm hoping is that we get those games and they live up to the hype that is inside my head right now. Because, yes, they all have that over-the-shoulder third-person action feel.
You're right.
But they're each set in a different way, and I trust each of them with their storytelling skills that they're each going to be different from me. They're each going to be different enough that I'm going to want to play all of them, and they'll all hold, hopefully, a special place on my shelf.
Yeah. There's this one comment, I think you nailed it. It was like, what's a PlayStation game? And it is like third person, over the shoulder, usually single player, but like, yeah, that's the games like they're so great at. Like, but like, yeah, like third person over the shoulder, both Last of Us and Horizon are those things. But after that, the similarities start to dwindle, right?
Yeah.
So like, they're really good at third person games. That's, I think, Sony's strong point. To me, it's the same thing, right? I think, to me, we have games like, you know, God of War, Detroit, Days Gone, and I'm seeing the ability of what I'm looking for is I want all these games to finally come out.
Yes.
Too many conferences have I seen the same old game. Start putting out release dates. Start putting out actual dates to these games. I'm gonna get excited for you. But to me, I need these games to come out. Yeah, Be Great is awesome as well. Let's start cranking it out. Let's see more from you than just God of War, you know? So what's the first game you're most excited for at this very moment?
The first game that I'm most excited for is the game I think we're gonna get first.
Ooh, okay.
Out of the big ones is God of War.
Okay, same here. It's on my list as well. That's on my list as well, yes.
Yeah. I going back to PS2, God of War I played the shit out of. And I again, even though I played it a ton, I played every game in the series. I agreed with everyone when they said Kratos is an unlikable dude.
Yeah.
And the direction that they're taking Kratos in this one is an interesting one. And
right.
I'm excited to see where that goes with his son, which I don't know if we know his name yet, do we?
We have theories of who he is.
Yeah, like I think it's Thor.
Oh, I think it's someone. Okay, but my prediction, it's not Thor. It's
you don't think
his
so?
name's got it. Let me try to pronounce. I'm sorry for people that that still study Norse mythology. His name's Earl. ULLR. He
Okay.
is he's awesome. Yeah, I played him in Smite. He's overpowered. He needs a nerf.
Yeah. But I like that dynamic even in the reveal trailer they did it. What was it, 2 E3s ago? Where he was following the hunt. Telling him he's got to kill that sold me. I didn't have to see anything else. So I want that the whole game.
You know what sold me?
What?
When he throws the axe and then the world serpent comes and he's like, what does he say? And he's like, he wants to help. I'm like, oh shit. Like, cause you're thinking like, you just chuck that axe back, we're gonna fight, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like,
have flashbacks to the Hydra fight in the first one.
Yeah, dude, that and that's the thing when it comes to this game with me, I actually don't like God of War whatsoever.
Oh.
Never.
Yeah.
I played like 3 for like 5 minutes. I'm like, Kratos is just kind of a douchebag, and I don't really root for him because he's just a douchebag. He's just so it's like when he's talking, he's yelling. He's that guy. I hate that guy. So like, for me, like seeing this different type of Kratos and seeing it's the original. You know, a lot of people hate change. I mean, this Star Wars, great example. People don't like change.
Yep.
But when it comes to the creator himself going, listen, I need to change the way this game is. I came at this from one perspective. I'm older now. I think I'm more matured. I want to tackle my creation in a different way. That's what gets me excited about God of War.
Yeah. And plus, spoiler alert, Kratos dies at the end of God of War 3. Or at least proposed dead. He fell off a cliff. So.
Oh, damn. I did not know that, actually. Spoilers, man. I'm so upset.
Sorry, Joe.
Kyle, you're off the show.
I thought the game was old enough.
No. Yeah. When is a game old enough to spoil? That's a great question.
God of War 3's been out for a long time.
It's true. I say, you know what? You give it a generation.
Okay.
And you could talk about it until there's talk of a remaster. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I apologize. When the remaster out, it's
I apologize if you haven't played God of War 3.
No, don't apologize. Yeah. Never apologize. It's what I've learned in life.
Yeah, exactly.
Mine, and I know I kind of jacked yours. I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine.
Code Vein. Code Vein is a Bandai Namco game that's coming out. It's multi-plat, but this game is awesome. So Bandai Namco, after the From Software announced that Dark Souls 3 would be their last Dark Souls, at least for a very long time, Bandai needed another Dark Souls game. And so they have a team. I think it's actually this team is made for this game. I think their name is like Project Vein or Project Project Vein, I think their name is. Could be wrong. If I am, in the comments down below. This is awesome because it is a Soulsborne inspired game. Same type of combat, same type of everything, same type of difficulty that they want to bring. But it's also in this anime / cell shaded art style. And usually I don't like anime. I really don't. I actually hate most of the voice acting. To me, it's like it's kind of like over the top soap opera stuff. But every time that there's a little thing different, like with Gravity Rush, it was like this augmented like gravity that you get to control. you know, and it's all these little, and it's also through this like manga type of like storytelling. Every time you give me something different in anime, something that I find unique, I'm more drawn to it. So Code Vein is a game that I'm super looking forward to. It looks awesome. That is my top game I'm looking for.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. Well, what's your next game? What's your next game?
Well, hearing you talk about that one, I just got reminded of one that's coming pretty soon. So I was going to talk about Far Cry,
Okay.
but I'm taking Far Cry down because it's going to be
Oh.
more Far Cry. It's going to be Ni no Kuni. It's going to be the second Ni no Kuni
Okay. Okay.
because that should be coming out fairly soon.
Yeah.
I know it got delayed recently, but I'm not sure how big that delay is. The first one is such a gem of a game on PS3. The art style is gorgeous. It told a very touching story of a boy and his mother. And I'm not going to lie, I'm a little nervous about what I've seen in Ni no Kuni 2.
Okay.
They revamped the battle system, so I need to hopefully play a demo or something so I can feel how it plays beforehand. Right. But it looks pretty. I'm excited to dive back into the world.
Apparently, January 19th is Ni no Kuni 2.
So wait, really? Oh,
yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. So, dude, it does. It looks really good. It looks what's that? It looks like this is like the art style is like of the 70s. You know, like that type of color. Like it looks like it's painted in a sort of way, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
It's oh my god, I'm gonna butcher his name.
Go for it.
Miyazaki films.
Yes.
It's a Miyazaki style.
Yeah.
And
So I yeah, it looks, dude. The games look beautiful.
Yep.
Really does.
And I'm a sucker for RPGs, even though I have a ton that I haven't played yet. But I'm excited for this one.
Dude, I got you here.
Yeah.
I got one for you. It's also coming out at the end of this month, and that is Monster Hunter Worlds.
Ah, yeah.
Let me tell you something. Was not excited about this game at E3. Saw Paris Games Week. I warmed up to it. When you get to play as Aloy, which is awesome. But seeing... And I unfortunately did not get to play any of the demos. But seeing the reaction of this game, seeing a lot of my friends being totally excited, seeing that I could play as a little cat person who's so adorable, maybe I get to wear this giant two-handed sword as a giant, small kitty cat person, is amazing. Seeing some of the gameplay and some of these fights, to me, it seems they seem huge and grandiose. And if it wasn't for games like Bloodborne or games like Bloodborne introducing me to these like grandiose boss fights, I would not be into this game. Now that my tastes have changed, I can't wait. I'm actually really intrigued. It's weird. I'm like coming around to more of the Japanese style games or Japanese art style. It's about time I'm starting to get like Ni no Kuni looks awesome. Code Vein, like why? When would I ever be into this? But I am. So for me, Monster Hunter Worlds, that one is a day one purchase for me. I cannot wait to get my hands on this game.
Nice.
You're up next, guy.
It does look cool. I also love how Monster Hunter is doing its promotion.
Oh yeah.
Like you said, play as Aloy, or at PSX you can have the Mega Man music as you play.
That's awesome.
Like, they know their audience and they're killing it with that.
Yeah.
So I applaud them for doing that.
Dude, play as like 8-bit Mega Man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Like that's awesome. What's the next game on your list?
My next one is Detroit.
Okay.
I played it at PSX. I loved it. I love David Cage games. Even the worst parts of Beyond Two Souls are still okay with me. I like his style of game. As much as I'm a sucker for RPGs, story is where I'm at.
Yeah.
And if you want a story game, you play a David Cage game.
Sure.
And, yeah, so I'm excited. I played that little bit. I don't want to see any more. I don't want to play anymore. I just want the full game in my hands so I can play. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm with you, and I'm not even into David Cage games. Like, I'm just like, this game looks really interesting. It's tackling a lot of heavy subjects that I think games need to. Like when
What are your thoughts on Heavy Rain?
Heavy Rain's a game I never played. A game I really want to
Okay.
play. Again, that is a game maybe I put into a backlog series,
Yeah.
but is a game that I need to play because seeing some of these things in that game, holy crap!
Yeah.
So, even like my cousin was like, she used to work at Sony, at the retail shop, Sony style,
Hmm.
they used to call them. Everybody bought a PlayStation for that game in their store,
Wow.
and they would just sit down and talk about it, like
Yeah.
talk about what they did and the choices they'd make. And
Yep.
every single person was different.
Hmm.
That's what gets me really intrigued about
Yeah.
Detroit.
Talking with other people that played at PSX and how their demo differentiated itself from my demo. I love that.
Yeah, it's like
No
you
one's
played.
gonna get the. I mean, some people will get the same experiences, but the way you get to that endpoint is going to be different for pretty much
Yeah,
everybody.
and not even that, but like the reason why you got there. You may
Yeah.
have chose that the same reason, but or the same thing, but for a different reason. And it's just like that's really cool. That's really intriguing. So yeah, you got Detroit. So then, can I get one that is? You know what? I'm gonna do it. Shadow of the Colossus.
No, good, nah, good call.
Remember we talked about it? I was like, you know
Yes.
what? I'm picking this game up. Bought it on Amazon. Hopefully they'll actually deliver it. And I bought the special edition. You can get it right now on Amazon. Special edition, $50 steelbook. I'm a slut for
Oh.
steelbooks.
I will go do that as soon as I get paid this week.
Exactly. I'm like, fuck yeah. Seriously, I was playing The Witcher 3, and so like when I got into the car accident, I didn't. When my car got into the car accident, I was trying to do the Bad Bit Show. It was like a sort of podcast, but for me interviewing like game developers, people in the industry, all this jazz. Now that happened, I can't do that series. And so when I was playing The Witcher 3, and I was actually thinking about Shadow of the Colossus at the same time, don't know why. And I think it's because I was riding the horse and it hit me with a memory of Shadow of the Colossus. Anyway, I was like, I know what series I should make instead of Babbit Show, and that was backlogged. So like Witcher 3, I was like, this game is critically loved, and I'm enjoying it. But I want to see if it's aged well, and then seeing this game, I want to play it and then see if it's aged well. And so this is one of the things that inspires me to create. So I'm really interested to see where this game goes. I've seen it played multiple times. I've seen this game being played from start to finish. Never got my hands on the controller. So for me, I need to see it. I need to get my hands on it. I need to play it. So, yeah. Shadow of the Colossus for me.
My next one, I'm gonna go Moss. Moss is the PSVR game. It looks like a storybook. You play as a little mouse. It's beautiful. I played it at PSX. It was a gorgeous game, and another one where I'm done seeing it. I just want to play it.
Yeah, that game. Oh my god, it looks so adorable.
I don't want to go out on a limb and say this is like the reason to buy a PSVR, but if you have a PSVR, you need to buy the game.
Okay.
And I've only played the first section, but it's the way they do puzzles in VR is something I wasn't ready for, and something I can get behind. I can get more games like this.
All right. For me,
And it also has like it's not strictly puzzle. It does combat really well too. There's some combat in there. So
for me, seeing like ex Bungie devs do this game interests me.
yeah, that's true.
For me, let's see. Oh god, my mom she sneeze or fall off a cliff. For me, the next game is Spider-Man. I need this game. She apparently she fell off the cliff again. I need this game so bad.
Yeah.
It's seriously, I came to the realization because for a while I'm like I love all the Marvel superheroes. I don't really have a favorite. Like I can come and go. Like I love Cap. I love Iron Man. Everybody loves Cap. Bearded Cap.
Yeah.
Oh, ladies, and myself got very. I'm like, what happened to Vapus? And so I came to the realization at Homecoming, Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man's my favorite superhero, and because
It's a good choice.
he is what, like, if I was a superhero, I'd probably be Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Just how I think, how like his views on life and like family and all that jazz. Like, dude, like, yeah, my uncle was shot and killed by a robber that I could have stopped. Like, our lives are so.
Yeah.
I was bitten too by a spider, but like it was it. This game, I need to see it more. I love Insomniac. They are a studio that, like, I would love to work for. If you're listening,
Yeah.
they're just such a great studio. I've
Yeah.
loved every single thing they've made. I don't think this game's coming out this year, but I want
Yeah.
it to.
Yeah.
And that's the only game on my list that I'm like probably not coming out, but oh well. Not this year, but like, yeah, it's definitely
Yeah.
will come out not this year, but yeah, it's Spider-Man for me.
I echo the same thing you just said. Spider-Man was my next one.
Yeah.
For the same reasons. Like, I love Spider-Man. I've always enjoyed playing Spider-Man games.
Yeah.
Even the ones on PS3, like the Shattered Dimensions and oh god, what's the other one?
Oh.
Web of Shadows.
Web of Shadows, yeah, because of
Like, they were
Spider-Man
great.
Noir. Yeah.
Yeah, they were great Spider-Man games because controlling Spider-Man and his moveset condone itself well to a video game. And
Yeah,
in the hands of somebody as talented as Insomniac,
exactly.
it's gonna be great.
And seeing how they deal with momentum in a video
Yeah.
game, like dude, so like Sunset Overdrive, fantastic game. We could talk about that Xbox game because it didn't sell. So like, because Xbox fans, they just want Halo and Master Chief, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, they don't care about the real awesome games. And so, a kid seeing Sunset Overdrive and the way that game handled, I'm like really interested of how that game and all the other games that they've made come over to this game. So yeah, I'm right there. I'm right there with you, Spider-Man.
But so since you took Spider-Man,
Yes.
I'm gonna throw out Days Gone, another one that I. Oh, is that your other one?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna another one where I don't know if it comes out this year. I think it needs to come out this year.
I think it needs to too.
But another game where it feels like you have to handle resources
Yeah.
and the little bit of story that we know of. Another post-apocalyptic world.
Star Killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam Witwer's awesome. So, like, yeah, I another one where I kind of want to go on media blackout. Blackout.
This game, I think, by prolonging it more, yeah, this game is the only game on the list that I'm actually worried for.
I'm a little worried too.
You know,
Yeah.
in the way of not necessarily quality control, but it does look like The Last of Us to someone who doesn't follow games.
Which is why it needs to come out as soon as possible.
Yes. So I would say, yeah, Days Gone needs to come out sooner rather than later.
That could be the big fall game this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could see that being it.
I think a lot of these games are going to be... I want to know your feeling on this. They're going to be coming out, like, latest August. Because I
Like
don't
the
think
ones-
Sony has, like... In terms of fall game, I think it's, like... They could throw some games out there, but... I think when it comes to Sony and Holiday, they want their partnerships to kind of meld well.
Yeah.
You know? But maybe they break it this time around. I mean, yeah, they did have Gran Turismo, but you know, Gran Turismo isn't going up against, you know, Shadow of War. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like Star Wars. So
I'm pretty sure a Detroit's coming out sometime in the spring.
okay,
The fact that God of War's date isn't released or announced yet makes me worried because I thought that was going to take like the Horizon slot.
yes,
But like you said, I think in the fall, I would love Days Gone to come out in the fall. I think again, I think it needs to. But I like how Sony is letting their third-party games kind of help them get through the holidays.
yeah,
Like the Call of Duty partnerships, the Destiny 2 exclusive stuff.
yeah.
Like, they can do well with that, where I don't think they feel like they have to release anything in the fall. But I think it'd be a smart move to get Days Gone again, like in that August September
Field.
range.
Yeah. Yeah, I think September would be the latest for me.
Yep.
I would ship that game out. Definitely because, come September, guess what big game is being talked about? That's Destiny.
Yep.
No matter how much Bungie ruins its reputation with this game, it's gonna be that next big thing. People are gonna be like, "I'll give you another chance, Bungie," and walk towards it again. I mean, we saw that with games like Knack 2, the famous Knack 2.
That too, yeah.
But like that game did not sell anything come September. So like, sometimes does it not because just because they're not in strict competition with each other doesn't mean that they're not in competition to each other. So for me, I'm like, you launch this maybe early September or late September, and you just go with God.
I mean, also because I know what your fifth game is. It should probably stay as far away from that fifth game.
Any game should stay away from that fifth game.
Yeah, so...
and I think that's the reason why they're not announcing it.
Yes.
Any of them.
Until that one gets announced.
Yeah.
I think, they're going to stay hidden until they're ready.
Should I
Go
announce
ahead.
this? Okay.
It's Knack 3.
Yep, Knack 3. We got... Shuhei's right here. Shuhei, announce it for us, please. No, it's... let me get my country draw in here. It is Red Dead Redemption 2. I love me some John Marston. He's a handsome fella. He's a family man. And honestly, one of the best games I've ever played in my life. This game is amazing. I say it time and time again. This one should be a no-brainer as to why I'm so excited for it. But I'm also worried. That they'll kind of GTA 5 this game. Why? Why would you say GTA 5? Because it's one of the best-selling games of all time, most profitable game of all time. Yeah. Why would you say GTA 5? Because I'm in the minority of saying I didn't like GTA 5 that much. Great game. Okay. Did not like its online portion. So for me, Red Dead Redemption is fantastic, but it's their online, it's their modes that I love so much. Like, it is the team deathmatch. It is capture the gold, right? Gold Rush, was it, right? I love those game modes, man, and I was good at them. The hideouts, I want more of that, and more in-depth hideouts. Those are so much fun. Red Dead was one of the first games that really, to me, was like the service game. Because it was a game that was like this long-term vision of, giving people DLC, people continually playing, but playing it the way they wanted to. Like, there was people who were like, I just want to do gang hideouts. Mm-hmm. There are a bunch of people who are like, we just want to be the most wanted and see how long we live. And then there are people like, I'm gonna get the best horse in this game. I'm gonna be level 50 5 times over, right? Or was it 10?
Mm-hmm.
10 or 11 times. Want to get that fucking zebra. Like, that's what this game was. And seriously, it's
I mean, the first one is on that nasty shame pile of mine. I've only played it for a little bit.
Oh boy, Kyle.
I'm excited for 2.
All right, good.
The only way I can play it is through PS Now, and I'm not doing that.
Okay, all right, that's understandable. Even though we're the PlayStation podcast, we can't. $20 like a month, come on.
Yeah.
Anything else for you, Kyle?
No. Are you done with yours? Because I have another question to throw out. Okay, I have a question to throw out.
Go for it.
Since we're talking 2018,
yes.
Can you think of an announcement that could be made that would really excite you for second half of the year? Let's say E3 time. A game that you didn't think was coming gets announced. I have 2. I'm jumping back and forth.
I have one I know off the top of my head.
Okay.
So let's get that one out there since I
go ahead.
know it. And this is actually a brilliant question. I would say Spyro.
Spyro! Good call.
Yeah.
Bring
I need a
back.
Spyro remaster. And I think with Activision, with the success of Crash, they are way more than willing. And if Vicarious Visions is part of that game, I'm ready for it.
That's a good call. That'd be great. The two I keep going back and forth between.
Okay.
Is a Borderlands 3 announcement.
Ooh, okay.
Because I love me some Borderlands.
That's on my shame pile, Kyle.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Borderlands 2 I've played through like 4 times.
Oh, wow.
I love that game. But the one I'm going for that I would lose my shit is, I think I said it for a PSX prediction, I need to see what Rocksteady is working on. I need to see the next Rocksteady game. Whether it's another Batman game, whether it's a Ninja Turtle game, I don't care. I need another Rocksteady game in my life. It would be
totally ironic, awesome if they did
a turtle game.
A turtle game. Fuck yeah, I would. I got one for you.
All right.
Let me dust this baby off.
Bloodborne.
The obvious. What is Shadows Die Twice? What is that? I don't want to see that from Software. I need to see Bloodborne motherfudging 2. Okay?
Yeah.
I get it. Listen, we saw this trailer. Super bloody. We saw this bloody thing. But it was nothing. And then it says From Software. And we're like, Bloodborne 2? And it looks like it is a Tenchu game.
Yeah.
Because the object in it is of this Japanese like throwing weapon, I think. And so it looks like it is a Tenchu game.
Isn't that line from Tenchu 2?
What's that?
Isn't that line, the Shadows Die Twice thing, isn't that from Tenchu?
Could be. I don't know. I never played Tenchu in my life.
Okay.
Never touched it. So for me, I got disappointed. Because I was like, fuck, Bloodborne 2. Bloodborne 2. Shadows Die Twice. Well, you die a lot in Bloodborne. So if you will see me literally scream like a girl. I swear to God, Patreon's listening to this. We hit the $250 mark. I will have it I will stream it live, right, while we're watching the PS E3. You will hear me scream like a little girl. I will post it on my YouTube channel. I will give it to you as an MP3. That is my love for Bloodborne.
That'd be awesome.
It's one of my favorite games of all time. Possibly could be number 1. Who knows?
Oh.
Yeah. But we'll talk about that on a later date.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be. Those are my 2. Give me that Bloodborne 2. Just say it. Just say it exists.
Just say it. Yeah.
You know. Shoot. What do I need to do? More than changing your name, I need to see this game. Kyle, you got any more games on your list?
No, I don't think so. I think I'm good.
Man, I gotta thank you once again.
Thank you.
And welcome you.
Thank you. I'm super happy. I'm excited to flex whatever podcast muscles I have. I hope to grow with this, and I'm excited to be with you every week or whenever we can do this.
The most beautiful thing I've ever heard. Just don't fly away in a hot air balloon like Ren did, and we're going to be completely fine.
I'm afraid of heights, so I'm not going to do that.
That's awesome. And guys, thank you all for listening. We're not going to get the Sopranos outro like we usually do. You can find us on iTunes, on, not Spotify, on Google Play, on Stitcher. Look at me getting the dust off here. You can rate us there as well. Please rate us 5 stars on iTunes. It really does help. Tell us why. It really does help us out. It helps grow this podcast, this big, beautiful family. And also, patrons. Again, you all stars out there. Thank you all for making this show possible and making it, hopefully, if I didn't fuck up, on iTunes in a video format. That's because of your hard work. So thank you so much. And with all that said, I thought I would have an outro by now. I guess keep...
Well, I could...
Yeah,
we can
please.
tell them where to follow us. You want to do that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You can follow me on Twitter.
There you go.
At WhoDatNinja73.
There you go.
Again, if you like wrestling, hit up Kinda Wrestling. Most positive place for wrestling on the internet. It's on Facebook. And you'll see me around. I got a green beard. I'm all over the place. Not right now, I don't have a green beard. On my profile pictures, I got a green beard.
And you can find me at BadBit Mr. Badbit on Twitter, Badbit Games on YouTube. There you go. That's the outro I was looking for in my head.
There it is.
Brushing it off, man. 2018, getting to start this new year. Also, got to thank everybody. The past 6 months of this podcast has been insane, and we're entering the 6th month, really. So it's nuts to see how fast this PlayStation podcast has grown. And I want to thank you guys so much. We are going to be changing the name soon, and even the logo a little bit. But trust us, you will know weeks in advance to get ready for that. But we're really excited for more surprises coming your way. With all that said, I guess we'll take the bad bit outro here. With all that said, with all that out of the way, everybody, keep doing your thing. Have a nice one.
Keep waving.
Keep waving. Have a nice one. Keep your wits about you and all that jazz. Good day. I'm going to wave too.
Bye.